All right, guys. Well, I wanted to work through the study sheet with you, and I hope that these are better quality videos in terms of, just you being able to see the image while I work from it. So the idea is to do like 6 different facial features, head features, and just sketch them out so you get used to working the shapes of what you're seeing. So I'm going after an ear, mostly because they're fun to draw, and how many people draw ears? So let's think general to specific again. So let me get that there. I'm going to be in here. I'm going to probably start. Oh, that wants to stay up. Okay, there we go. That's nice. I'm going to start, probably in here, somewhere in here. And we're doing 6, right? So I'm going to start up in here, and I'm just going to keep that gestural idea going and follow the shapes, right? So I'm in here. It's one step at a time, right? In here, right? Up in here. Now I know that's all dark, so what I can do is just go in here really quick and make some notes saying this is going to be darker in there, right? So I do that in there really quick, right? So I'm turning over in here, and I see that fleshy part of the ear right there coming off, right? And coming up into here and here, right? So what might happen here, guys, is that as I work through these, if I'm going to do studies of ears, I get into it really in this way, right? Trying to figure things out, like halftones, because now I see that halftone there and that highlight there. I also see a chipmunk outside my studio door, checking me out, eating my raspberries, little guy. I might go in there softer, right? So I got the idea there. Down in here. Soft up in there. Come down up in here. In here. Up. Now, I'm just mapping this out, right? So I'm not thinking about getting all this incredible detail in there. Right? And I just went way out in there. So now I can start to see, am I too close to if I follow this line up and out, right? Because there's this guy in here. A lot more complicated than we think, huh? This comes around in here, down into this area. So we're pretty close. Right, up into there. There. Right, we got this part in here coming down from here into there, and then off into there, and that turning over into there. Can you see that? Right. So let's say I want to get some darkers in there. And now I'm sitting, and I know that I'm working this way, right, so that you can see this better. But I'm going to have to get up and move around because I'm not liking how I'm attacking this drawing. Right? So I am going to get up. I'm going to get here. I'm going to attack in this way. And build up this value in here. Right? And this is with a 2B pencil. Right, so there, then I'm going to bring it out some. I see there's a hard edge shadow in here a little bit, like right in here, before it gets to the halftone. And listen how I'm like setting up road markers for myself. Right? Oh, let's go here. And in here. I'm setting up road markers, right? And I'm also thinking, are they the road markers I really want to hit? But it just seems to be operating this way. I'm going to bring some of this in here. And then make that darker. I also have the 4B and 6B to work with, right? I could work with them. Let's keep going in here. Let's see. In here. What I think of what I'm talking about is I'm getting invested in being really subtle with this, and there's so many different ways to draw this out, guys. So in here, let's work this in here. The highlights in here. So over in here, there's this up in here. And it gets a little darker over in there, right? Oh, and when I teach anatomy, we talk about directional lines, right? And I might do a drawing of an ear or with directional lines, right? So there's that shadow in there. Now another highlight, and I'm going to pop out in here and go, okay, there. Right, we got stuff up in here happening, just this little thing here, up into here. This is where the ear comes off the side of the head. Right there, there's a little bit of a round bulge in here. Comes off. Down, out into here. My relationships are lining up. Look at what's happening in there. Right? So, kind of like floating around. There we go. There's the beginning of it. Oh, sorry about that. Let me reorient. Tight in here. Insanity. Anyway, there we go. There's tons in there. Now, let's say we want to do some work in here. Let's go in here. Let's grab the 4. And we're going to keep this going maybe in the next video. Maybe I'll work on it and say this is where I ended up. Now in here, I just grabbed the 4B out. And I'm working the shadow back in here, right? So that lighter area, the ear pops. And now I'm not even thinking about the skin texture in there. I'm just thinking about values and shapes, right? Now I know it's a soft edge from here up in towards that highlight, but I can back off of how much I push down, right? And so you still see that, and if I feel like I need to give a hint of where that edge of the ear is, I can go in there and build it up a little bit more. So now I'm on the side of my pencil, right? There we go. There's the highlight going up to the highlight, right in there. Comes down. And this is just all I'm going to keep doing is building this up. Right? So there we go. We got that going. If the highlight areas we don't want to mess with, we want to leave them. But if we go in here, we can work this a little bit, right? In here. So this is an 8-minute video, and we started to build an ear. We got this up in here, another highlight. I start going like, okay, here's highlights. Here's a highlight here, and it trails out. There's a dark shape up in here. Right, and it comes around in there, there, into there, all right, there. So what do I have? I have an ear, right? So I'm going to write ear. 2B, 4B, 6B, graphite. Pencil, just so I can keep track of what I'm doing here with what I'm doing. Okay, so I'm going to probably continue this, come back, and then we'll jump into another one. All right, see you guys soon.